So, where to even begin? We spent the last week chasing down any leads we could on dry water facilities, hoping this new thread would give us a little more than the breadcrumbs we've gotten all semester. And, well, I found a mailing address for one of the other labs that was on the list that we found dry water on, and I went to go check it out, and while I was outside, I saw Darkle again. If he knew I was there, he didn't acknowledge me, but I followed him. He went inside a side entrance of the building, and I tried to subtly follow him up the steps. He exited out onto the 5th floor, and when I opened the door right after, there was no sign of him anywhere. It was this giant open office space, looking totally empty and abandoned like the first one we found. I looked all over trying to find out where he had gone, but there was nothing. But then on one of the desks, just sitting there, I saw an envelope. It was addressed to Lacey and/or Mina. I don't know how they knew, but... And inside was this. And, well, I think I just need to read it. Dear Lacey and Mina, as much as I have enjoyed watching your efforts, I think we now owe you an explanation. Now that this phase is coming to an end, we can divulge some of the information you have been so ardently seeking. You have done quite well so far. We have been very impressed by what you did manage to find, but now you, and your viewers, deserve to know what we've been doing. It will all be public soon enough, and your actions thus far may still prove beneficial to us. The character shown by your determination makes me sorry that we weren't able to have you involved earlier, but it was of the utmost importance to the experiment that everyone, Lacey in particular, remain in the dark about what we were doing. We needed her powers to manifest and grow naturally. They are strengthened by emotion and stress, which we could not organically measure in a lab with someone who knew what we were trying to accomplish. Lacey was by far more successful than any of our earlier subjects, even the ones treated with the same formula. You were right. Dry water facilities did give Lacey her powers, and powers to the other people you found, and about a dozen more in that round of trials. And we created Darkle, by which I do not mean only his powers. He was one of our agents. We needed someone to elevate the situation, raise the stakes. We needed to truly push the boundaries of Lacey's powers, to see what she was capable of. We observed the increase in her powers after last spring, but we did not directly cause them. She did that in her fight with Darkle. She unlocked that potential. We knew that capturing Mina would provide adequate incentive for her. Mina, know that we took no joy in what we did, but I hope you understand that your actions did allow us to keep the altercation in a controlled environment, likely avoiding the collateral damage that would have occurred had we been forced to provoke the fight out in the open. Our priority at the time was protecting Lacey. We didn't want to lose our most valuable data. We took care of your more recent criminal problem too, by the way, for the same reason. We protect our investment. But I suspect you knew that, even though Mina didn't mention anything after she spotted our operative. And now both of you have proved very interesting. Even Mina has impressed us enough that anything adverse happening to her would be a waste of great potential. That is the extent of what we did, which concerned you, so the natural question you must have is why we did any of this to begin with. Like I previously stated, the specifics of the experiment were to test the capabilities of the abilities that we could give, and the publicity that Lacey has attained has been an added bonus. Humans have become stagnant. We're not evolving because any difficulty in our environment is eliminated before we have any need to adapt. As such, people are not reaching their full potential. Everything is being taken care of for them, and people shouldn't be satisfied to live this way when so much more is possible. So we set out to create new abilities and enhancements to allow humankind to advance the way it should. We filed a patent for the formula we created after observing Lacey, and now we are moving on to the next stage of testing before we go to market. We expect to be able to sell these abilities at various levels, opening up a whole new market for human enhancement. Lacey, you were lucky enough to experience them before almost anyone else. We hope you appreciate the considerable value of that in itself, but you will, of course, be receiving additional financial compensation shortly. While your phase of our tests are complete, you are more than welcome to be in touch about any future developments. Otherwise, you may continue to go about your life as you choose. Your altruistic endeavors so far have been admirable, if rather idealistic. Thank you both for your participation. Sincerely, Alexandra Bell, Drywater Facilities. So, that's that. I've been reading that over and over again, and I don't know what to make of it. I don't know whether to believe any of it, but I don't have any real reason not to. I've tried talking to Lacey, but I think she just needs time to process. And I probably do too. I'm not sure there's anything else to say now. I don't know.